that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me street pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this micro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show. Introduce the Ballin' Buds 703 Boys Crew, Clubber D, Dirty Mojo, Shane Peach, and the Sports Professor. Welcome to Sunday Showdown. Yo, 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 what up, friends? Welcome.
Who got music on?
Ballin' Buds. Here we are at Ballin' Buds, BALLANDBUDS on YouTube. Also, make sure you hit that link tree at the top. That'll take you to our QR code. And that will allow you to find our social medias where you can subscribe. Make sure you subscribe at YouTube and all that other good stuff. You can find Clubber D's YouTube as well up there at Clubber D. You can find Shane Peach at PeachOMania on X for all you Bears fans that want to hate. And as well, you can see Dirty Mojo over there in the background listening to some type of music. But had to mute you because had to edit that out last time, and it took about 30 minutes on the podcast. So I love you, but I ain't trying to spend all that time having to edit again. Speaking of, I had to edit the one from last night, Clubber D. I'll send that over to you. That was why I was asking if it tags on your page, because I've never had anybody tag me in a video, I don't think, at least. So I don't know how that actually works. But anyways, I'm going to send you the re-edited thing from last night, and then that way you can put it up there and make the other private. That way there's no possible issues for that copyrighted either. And no, Lamar, I'm not going to let you either, because I don't want to have to spend time editing. So if the music is off, there you are, my friend. How are you? Yep.
You know how I am. You know how I am.
Well, I mean, at this point, we can really ask the three of us if we really even want to talk about our teams, because all of our teams sucked complete ass and got our, as Papi Chuneo would say, belt to ass today. I really don't even want to talk about my team. So, I know we're going to have to eat our crow, but it's not a good look for the table of terribles.
Yes.
At least for us three. But let's go ahead and start it off. Thursday night, we had the Lions, a 44-30 victory over the Cowboys. The Lions there, had to win this game. With the Packers, especially, we're watching the game right now, going up 7 over the Bears. Detroit really needed this one to stay in the hunt. Dallas, their season's been up and down. Really nothing much to say about them. They weren't really probably going to make the playoffs anyways. I mean, they had a chance, but not a realistic one. So anyways, how do we feel about this Thursday night game, Clubber D?
Well, Dallas was on a high, being the defending Super Bowl champs and the runner-ups, and then it came crashing down, and reality set in when the Lions decided to actually play well at home when they got the dub. We all know Dallas' defense isn't that good. This is I think every sports fan and non-Cowboys fan is happy right now because they don't have to hear the annoying Cowboys fans saying we're back when they were really never back because they weren't even in the playoffs, even with that 2-win win streak.
Yeah, and I mean, they want to do that. Isn't why a lot of people complain about Cowboys fans and DC fans, Commanders fans as well. That they always say that those two teams, the fans are usually every year we're going to go to the Super Bowl sort of thing. Now Peach may dispute me on that as a Commanders fan, but anyways, Dirty Mojo, what were your thoughts on this game?
It was great game for Detroit Lions. If you're Detroit Lions fans, we talked last week about that offense and talking about who was calling the plays and can the offense do what they needed to do. And I mean, and clearly they did. Defense had the defense was all over the Cowboys.
Still very heavy on using your running backs, especially Gibbs. Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
The whole offense.
mean, Jared Goff had a pretty average game. One touchdown, a high 200 yards, 300 yards, something like that. It wasn't very like dominating or anything like that. But the defense was able to get the ball back a lot for them. They got a lot of turnovers, had 5 sacks or so. I mean, they played well against an offense that we had said had been performing really well over the last couple of weeks. Especially the teams that they've beaten. And with anybody, I mean, Dallas Cowboys had a puncher's chance, and I'm saying, unfortunately, just like my Falcons, the end of the road for them too. I'm saying, they couldn't keep up with it. They got to do something to fix that defense. I'm saying, for them to be a better team going on to the future, because they can put up a lot of points. But I mean, you're giving up 44 points to another team, man. It's hard. It's hard to win games like that.
I mean, their defense has been much maligned this whole season. We've seen it. They just a turnstile, a running turnstile is pretty much what they are. Just letting offenses do what they want to do at will. Detroit's playoff probability, Peach, is now 54%. What do you think about this game?
I think they'll definitely be a wild card team now. It was a big win for them. They needed it, and they finally just kept giving the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs. That should be their game plan for the rest of the year offensively, guys. Give the ball to Gibbs. Keep the ball away from the other offenses. Don't be cute. Just give the damn ball to Gibbs. Win the game. Move on. Like, they usually go away from it in a lot of instances, and I just never understood why. The guy is dynamic.
I mean, luckily they have a competent enough offense, right? Like wide receivers and stuff where they could get away from that, but doesn't that become predictable at some point and teams start to stack the box?
Well, these stack the box go over the top, right? I mean, that's the thing. You don't go away from it until it's stopped. And sometimes he's running for 5+ yards of carry and they go away from it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. Like, when it's working, don't go away from it.
Sure. No, I'm just playing devil's advocate to give the fans more content. Here's your sports professor stat here. 30-year-old Brandon Aubrey converted from 63, 57, and 55, becoming the first kicker in NFL history to make 3 field goals of 55 yards or more in a game.
Nice.
That's automatic, man. Automatic.
And so they're saying about that, y'all, because he is a former soccer player, that teams are just going to start recruit, which they should have been doing probably the whole time, recruiting soccer players from major universities and stuff like that, instead of going old school and having your kicker raised in football throughout the years, even though most of those kickers don't even have the skills necessary to be a kicker. So anyways, all right, cool, let's move it on. We had some blowouts and some booty juice games, so we will get those out of the way first. Let's go ahead. We have the Dolphins 34-10 over the Jets. You also had the Rams are beating the Cardinals 31-10 right now. You also had the Titans and Browns, not a real necessary game to talk about at all. 31-29 Titans. And as well, Saints and Buccaneers, although this does hurt the Bucs because they lost here. And that's probably what most people will talk about out of these games that I just mentioned. The loss 24-20 to the Saints at home. Peach, what did you think about any of those games?
I think the Saints helped us out, and the Commanders just moved up to the number 5 overall pick. That's what I think in regards to that. Today was a lot of blowouts, guys, and not much fun to talk about. And we'll get to my team a little bit later. This season can't end fast enough for us, but yeah, that was kind of a shocker. The Bucs are really injured, though, and I'm not surprised. I don't know. I mean, I think they should still win the division, but man, they are very hurt right now, and I just don't know who is even good in that division. There's nobody good in that division, really.
Shout out Bobby C355, also Bobby G at the Audible Podcast, has a little word for you, Lamar. Seems like he may be going to eat at Sizzler, he's saying, once he has to make you pay up on them bets.
Bobby C is going to get the treatment if he doesn't come on and apologize, because if we all remember, this whole shit came about by Bobby C getting in his feelings because I said Kansas City isn't good. And once he comes on and says, hey, Lamar was right, he'll get his payment. Who was it in the fantasy team that didn't get their money for like 5 months or some shit like that? That'd be Bobby C. And Bobby C does not come on and be like, yeah, man, I was in my feelings about the Kansas City Chiefs, so I got into it with Lamar. You're right. My Falcons were trash this year, but you're going to come on and say the Kansas City Chiefs are the same way. If not, you'll be waiting for your money too.
play devil's advocate, and I like the Audible. I like the Duno Audible podcast, but the dog shook his head and disagreed. Shut up, Brownson. He's a Browns fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a Browns fan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they won today.
Got it. I thought
someone help me out, Lamar. I'm helping you out, Lamar. I'm helping you out.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But he's been throwing those jabs every week about the Falcons winning, but he never came on.
Even on his show, he'd be saying on his show
too.
So
it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
throwing darts.
Right. He's still talking to shit because they're still technically in it, but we know what's up. So I'll be waiting
for
that.
I will be snail part 2.
Hey, Professor, I will be waiting for that comment that, hey, I was in my feelings. It did get into it. I was kind of upset. That's why me and Lamar got into it. We made that bet. Until then, he's gonna get the Blake treatment.
But
y'all know
but you still are going to owe him money in the end.
What did I say, though?
Yeah, you said the Chiefs would be bad, but that was only one part of a 3-leg bet. Y'all bet 3 different ways.
Listen, Omar, it doesn't matter. The whole situation comes to he got upset and made those 3 bets because he was upset about what I said. He won't get a nickel until he comes on and says, yo, you were right about the Chiefs.
Well, Bobby G, the invitation is extended.
It's not tight
on this program whenever you would like. If you want, I can send you the link right now. You just let me know, brother. Whenever you want to come on.
I do remember. I vaguely remember the bet. The bet was if the Chiefs would finish last. And I remember Wild Card Lamar was like, Lamar, one Lamar to another. I don't think you want to do this bet. You know, I was. Well.
Let's look at it like this. They might not finish. They're not going to finish last, but they're finished third. These guys were talking about they were going to win. Let's move on to the next thing. He keeps putting this in there, but like I said, he'll be Blake. He won't be getting anything until he comes on, not texting, but until he comes on and says, "Yeah." You guys know what it is. If not, you guys got to tell him what it is.
Well, look, I think everybody got the reference, even though you're using the wrong name.
I'll tell you like this. I guarantee you, he won't make that bet next year with the Chiefs again next year.
But the whole fact is you're the one that's going to owe him money, so it doesn't matter if you were right about one part.
Doesn't matter. I can look. Hey, Omar. I can eat crow. I can eat
Caleb Williams.
But can he eat his crow?
Let's eat crow now. Then let's talk about our 3 teams because, like I said, we can lump these all in together and just go around the horn really quick. We got other games to get to.
Hold on. Bears just lost. Caleb Williams just threw an interception in the end zone. Bears just lost. 22 seconds left.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah,
they're still the best team in the NFC. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, that now puts the Packers a half a game ahead for the lead in the division, and they would have the tiebreaker now too.
Well, they play in 2 weeks again too. So
okay, there you go.
Oh, that was a bad interception.
Talking about our teams again. Dirty Mojo, your Falcons losing 37-9 to the Seahawks. Peach, your Commanders getting shut out 31-0 by JJ McCarthy, who was coming for revenge the way you talked about him early on in the season. And then finally, my Raiders got beat. Not as bad, but still bad because they were dominated the whole game and just scored a late. Who kicks? By the way, come on, man. Don't go kick a petty little field goal with 3 seconds left, Raiders, when you have no chance to win the game. Stop being stupid. That's ridiculous. That's Bush League. Anyways, and my team is Bush League. At this point, I'm in the annual draft sweepstakes where Omar usually resides at this time of year, where I'm just looking forward to getting the highest draft pick possible and don't even care that we lose anymore and actively probably rooting for us to lose down the stretch. So that way we do get a better draft pick. Y'all know how I feel about people get that way sometimes late in the season. Anyways, Peach, Lamar, anybody got anything to say about their teams?
Well, yeah, I do. If you don't mind me going in there, Peach, I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
Do you guys remember what I said last week? How the Falcons lost? What way did they find a way to lose? Right? It was the special teams, right? Didn't I say that? I said every week we find another way to lose it is the special teams. 6-6 at halftime. Come out at halftime, and what do? Kickoff return for a touchdown. We had a blocked field goal. We had once we got another field goal, made it 9. Guess what our kicker did right after that? Kicks it out of bounds. I don't understand what our team is doing, what our front office is doing when it comes to being inept and getting rid of coaches that do not need to be out there to help it out. But let me tell you guys something else. Ray McLeod, he retweeted a post about Raheem Morris losing the locker room when he fired Ike Hilliard and when Ray McLeod was released. And I truly believe it. I truly believe that Radio Raheem Morris has completely lost that team, and they are not playing. They're not playing to win for him. I don't think that he'll be back next year. I'm wondering why they're not getting rid of him now. Maybe it's just, hey, it's whatever. Arthur Blank has been known to not get rid of coaches in the middle of the season. He did get rid of Dan Quinn, but it was kind of like that one where he was going to get rid of him the year before he did, and then he went on a winning streak, and then he brought him back, and then he was like 5 games in, he got rid of him. I think Raheem Morris will still be there, but I mean, I'm completely over it. I'm watching them from all aspects of the field. It just doesn't look like a team that's being properly coached by professionals. They look very, very bad all across the board. And with such high hopes for me, I know, what's the name wants to talk shit about my team. I mean, they have the roster that can win it. I just don't think they have the fucking coaches that can help them win. And I'm just disgusted by it. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I will say this. I know a lot of people are making jokes and memes. On the bright side, on the good side of it, James Pierce Jr.
Don't be looking at it. Don't be looking at it. Stay away from the light, Lamar. Stay away from the
Listen. James Pierce Jr., who we traded our first round pick for next year, has been doing fantastic. He got another sack today. That's 5 straight games in a row that he has a sack as a rookie. Wow. So I'm not too upset about it because I do like the pick. I love the pick earlier this year. And you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I do think that James Pierce Jr. would have been a top 10 pick if it wasn't for the off the field issues that he had. So for that, I am happy. And we also did get out of that trade, we were able to pick up Watts from Notre Dame, our safety, and he's been performing very well too. So it's not so much of a big loss for me, but I do hate the fact that I cannot join my fellow brethren, Omar and Peach, in watching mock drafts.
Yep, that's where we're at, Peach. How do you feel about your mock drafting?
Same old. Like I just said earlier, we moved up to the 5th overall pick, and we play the Giants next week. If the Giants beat us, we jump over them too. So
there you go.
Top 4, here we come. I am done. Like Lamar is with his coaching staff with mine. It's
wow already after year 1.
No, I've been like this for a while.
No,
now
this is year 2.
It's just because of how bad the defense is, and when your head coach is a defensive-minded guy, and you might have the worst defense in NFL history, and there's no hyperbole there. It's bad.
Wow.
It's horrendous. We are the get-right game for every single bad quarterback there is. And today was another one. That guy is horrible. And he went up and down the field like he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm tired of it. Oh. And it doesn't help. We don't even have a good roster either. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm done. We're not even at Christmas yet, and I'm done. I don't know what else to say. And then Jaden gets hurt again, gets pulled again. I don't know, man. RG3
Mario that came into oh wow.
And you bring him back. He's got to be healthy at least. He falls, bumps his elbow, and he looks to be in the most serious pain ever. He's not healthy if that's the case.
Bro,
why?
I mean, you gotta sit him out the rest of the season. Like, don't even think about bringing him back again, because clearly you're playing with fate when this is now the 3rd elbow injury this year now.
Well, not third injury, 4th injury.
3rd injury, 2 elbow and then the other one. Right. Okay. Cool.
Didn't his mom come out there and say, "Don't put that"?
Don't get me talking about that bitch, because she pisses me off too.
Wow!
She wants to be the superstar. She wants to be famous.
Yes,
and it's annoying shit now.
Yes,
it's starting to get when you lose. It's annoying.
Yeah,
get out of here. Golly, I don't mind. No, I don't mind him and his mom loving each other and being strong together. But no, man, she wants to be a part. She got mic'd up today at the game by NFL Films. I saw it. Grant Paulson was at the game filming her. They were micing her up so she's gonna be on stage.
They didn't learn that with RG3's dad. They didn't learn that with RG3's dad.
Yeah,
it's annoying, man.
Good.
And she said, She said, stop referencing her son to RG3, and she's doing the same shit. Man.
His dad was wow. Dad, I thought Jaden with that big old brace. I thought Ronda Rousey gave him an hour bar. Like he might as well just sit for the rest of the season if it's that bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you get knocked down and you bump it and you are in agony, you are not healthy.
And the fact that can happen on any play.
Right.
That can happen on any play. If they push him down in the backfield and he rolls over, he can hit his elbow.
Right. It wasn't some kind of crazy hit. It was a normal fall to the ground play. It wasn't a crazy hit. Like, I'm upset. So
shout out Big Rube. Salute. Thank you for tuning in. Back in Ball's area for the time being. What'd you say?
I said Jaden's big as a twig, so he's not going to be able to, take that.
And that's the other thing, right? Just like RG3, their body frames, paws are very skinny. You know what I mean? So,
you know what I'll say, Peach, and this is something what I'm saying, that it's actually a bad part, man. Is that Raheem Morris and Dan Quinn are players' coaches. Players love them, but the problem with that is that I need you to be a coach that's not going to go out and have a beer with your players later on. I don't need that. I do need that. I need that stern type of coach. And I mean, we talked about Tomlin. Tomlin is a player's coach. Players love him, but he's still stern. He's still no. I'm not. I don't play that. Look, we have a relationship, and as a coach-player relationship, I'll still be somebody that you can enjoy as your coach and like as your coach and love as your coach. But there comes a point where you have to cut certain things off. I don't think Raheem Morris and I don't think Dan Quinn can do that. And what happens is players start to fall off, and they have so much like for the players that they can't pull this guy. They can't fire this coach.
Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz, please. God damn. Can we get the young guys out there that you drafted in the second and third round, please?
Right. And then it comes to
Ertz got hurt today, so you're gonna get that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Up to him.
And then it comes to the point where you're like, why is this coach not fired? I wonder why. Because he has such a relationship with these guys that he's their friends. He doesn't want to fire them. The offensive coordinator should have been fired in Atlanta, bro. The special teams coordinator is still on our roster. How do you fire our wide receiver coach after the 34-0 loss to Carolina? How is that his fault? But you don't get rid of the special teams coordinator. It blows my mind. So I don't know what it is, but those two guys, I'm with you. I like Dan Quinn. I think he needs to go. Raheem Morris needs to go. They need to get somebody in there that's a structured type coach.
Luckily for you, I think it's going to happen for you guys. I don't think it's going to happen for us, which.
It won't happen for you. You're right. It won't happen for you guys because of last year. But for us, radio's out of there.
So let's fall for the fool's gold last year. Like you talked down the haters last year like I did. Oh, it was just an easy schedule. Oh, you played shitty quarterbacks. No, it wasn't. Then this year proves that it was. It was fool's gold last year. It wasn't real. Don't believe it. It was a fake season, and that's all I got to say.
And I have a question too, because this is, if I remember correctly, Raheem Morris coached Tampa Bay for a couple years, didn't he?
Yeah.
So this would be his second time that he has going to be fired for.
Here's the thing, though. He was part of that Atlanta staff that got fired. When he got fired, he then became the head coach of Tampa Bay. Then when Dan Quinn brought him on to be our defensive coordinator. When Dan Quinn got fired, he took over as the interim head coach. And if Atlanta wanted him, they should have hired him then. But they didn't. They hired Arthur Smith. And they let him go. They hired Arthur Smith. 3 years later, you fire Arthur Smith and you bring in who? Radio Raheem. And it's terrible. You should have.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
You guys already know who I like, and I don't get it. So
yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Interesting. All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and check out some of the other games. This is the schedule we had there. Let me zoom in on this a little bit for you. So here we go. Well, let's talk about first of all, let me update you. Rams 45-17 over the Cardinals. That's how that one ended, just for anybody that wanted to know. Early game, really good game. Bengals and Bills. Bills really needed this victory to stay in the front of the playoff positioning hunt. Because this game obviously impacts their seeding. 39-34 snow game. Joey B, 4 TDs. What a beautiful, it's like the prototypical kind of NFL game that we want to watch, right? The snow, little weather, little good game, throwing the ball around the backyard, old Thanksgiving Bowl kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and start there with that one. Clubber D, what were your thoughts on the Bengals and Bears?
I loved it. Burrow was slinging that rock left and right. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was on a block in the 80s in the DC or something like that. Like he was killing it. And T. Higgins had some hell of a catches. I will say this. those back-to-back interceptions, that pick six, and then when they got the ball again, that interception, that changed the game. Like I thought that the Bengals were going to pull this one out. And this game, like you mentioned, had every single element you wanted in football. It had defense, it had the cold weather, it had the snow, and it had scoring, and it had amazing catches in the inclement weather with two good quarterbacks. This is what I wanted to see. Back and forth, Josh Allen. That run by Josh Allen when he was running, man. I wanted to hear Gus say something like, if he was doing a play like, he's running from the cops or something like that. Or since it's Josh Allen, he's running out of the Abercrombie and Fitch, and he has 3 jackets with him. I wanted to hear something like that, but he was killing it. One hell of a game.
No doubt about that. That was, like you said, all the one-handed catches. T. Higgins in the end zone with that one-handed catch, just phenomenal ball playing out there. Dirty Mojo, what were your thoughts on this game?
So I had vested interest in this game with 2 of my fantasy players, my fantasy starters, and T. Higgins and Josh Allen playing in this game. So I was very, very excited to watch this game. But you are absolutely right. Everything that I love about December and January football, the weather, the push for the playoffs. We talked last week about how it's going to come down to the last couple of weeks in the AFC North. Can the Bengals win out and win it in there, and they jump out on the Buffalo Bills like they did, and it was like, I was sitting there thinking of this game like, holy shit, look at what's going on over there in Pittsburgh with the Ravens now getting beat up by the Steelers, and the Bengals had such a big lead. I'm like, is this really going to come to fruition? Is the Bengals going to win out and some shit happen and they get back into a Burrow? What a fantastic game to watch. What a fantastic game to watch. I mean, the Bengals, man, keep your heads up high because, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for those 2, like you said, those 2 interceptions, but you still can't put it out there. But that's football. I've said this. We've all said this. I have no problem with my team losing player versus player. A good, hardcore player versus player game, a mistake here, a mistake there. I hate when my team loses because of coaching. This was 100% players lost this game, but it was a fun game to watch. It was a fantastic game to watch. Shout out to Buffalo because that was something that they could not happen, was them losing to fall back even further. I don't think they can catch the Patriots just because of the Patriots play. I don't think they can catch them, but to still be able to have a little bit of muscle in it, that was a fantastic game. That third quarter, Josh Allen, man, what a great game to watch. NFL replay game all day long.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Hey, shout out Canteen. We appreciate you tuning in from the Tar Heels game, watching a little men's basketball. Very nice, my friend. Good job.
Nice.
We appreciate you. Tap in with Canteen coming out with his own new podcast soon. So
nice.
Little bit of something changed there in the brewing. I like it. Do your thing, brother. That being said, one thing that I want to add to what you and Clubber D just said is the fact that Burrow had another very, very costly mistake when he fumbled the ball on that 2-point conversion attempt. Because does he not fumble that ball, they don't need a touchdown. All they need is a field goal to tie the game instead of having to go for 2 touchdowns and an onside kick with 3 minutes left. Peach?
Yeah. I can't agree with you guys more. Game of the day, for sure. 100% the game of the day. And I'm going to say this, that first Burrow interception was really the killer. The second one was bad, but that first one, man, they're going down to get up 2 scores. And if they score a touchdown on that drive, 2 touchdowns, the game's probably over. So that was huge. And then, like you guys said, they had a chance to get the ball back at the end. And here comes the big boy running for on 3rd and 15 for that first down, like Dion said. But he didn't go to Abercrombie and Fitch, Dion. He went to the big and tall store like me and you, my friend, to get them yards. Man, what a game. I thought for sure the Bengals were going to get the ball back. And he said, nuh-uh, I ain't letting you. And he went and stole that win right then and there and didn't leave it to chance. Because if you left it to chance with how Burrow was going up and down that field, you might have lost. You probably lose that game if you give them the ball back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Cincinnati's run game is non-existent because that definitely could have helped them in the way that Joe Burrow was playing in this game, and it could have been easily some good runs that could have helped them out with some play action stuff, get a little bit more open. But their running game was non-existent. I mean, Joe Burrow tried to carry the shit out of that game along with T. Higgins. Man, that was a fantastic game,
and he needs to. They really need to think about getting new coaching. But Burrow keeps saving them damn guys. Because the defense stinks, the run game stinks. He's the constant. Don't ruin Joe Burrow, Cincinnati. Don't.
And only one sack. And only one sack. They only gave it 1 sack too. So I mean, it wasn't like he was running for his life out there, but it was like Man, I mean, at some point, especially in that weather, when you have to throw the ball in the weather and it's cold, and guess what happened? Those interceptions came along. On the other side, you got a better running game, and they were able to just pound it out and grind it out and win the game. Damn, Bronson farted in there.
Yeah, man, he's pissing me off, man.
And that's funny. What was I going to say? That caught me off guard. I was going to say something to what you said, Peach, and now I don't remember. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Bills, again, they needed this game to stay up there in that kind of, playoff positioning. So good for them on the win. Again, that was just prototypical chef's kiss football. Mm-hmm. Moving on, another game that was crucial in the playoff positioning was the Colts and the Jaguars. And the Colts actually going on the road and losing this game. Are the Jaguars for real? 36-19. Jaguars are now 9-4, gentlemen. Peach, we'll start with you on this one. What are your thoughts on this game?
The Jags aren't for real, but the Colts are going to be the team that falls off and misses the playoffs. The injury to Daniel Jones is a killer, and he looks to be out for the year. They think it's an Achilles. He already had a broken leg, playing on a broken leg, and now
already. Done. I mean, which, by the way, shout out to him for playing on a broken leg. That's crazy, but they're done.
I just think they're done now, unfortunately, because they had such a great year coming along and going, and that fan base really needed it. They needed to be rejuvenated after missing on that high draft pick at quarterback, But I still think I think the Jags are going to get in. Don't get me wrong, but they're going to be a one and done. They're not good enough. They're too inconsistent. I don't believe in them.
Yeah. I agree with you completely. Agree completely. And yeah, you're right. He was playing on a broken leg, which again, is just crazy because but shout out to his team. I read a story, about his college teammates at Duke that made a kind of like brace that you could wear on the field to play with a broken leg. And so that's how he was still playing with that broken leg, was due to this brace. And they actually got funding and everything. So they're going to hit it big with that. So salute to them for coming with that ingenuity there. But yeah, that's crazy that he did that. And now an Achilles, as was mentioned, is most likely what that looks like. That's a 9-month rehab, which means, as you said, that's about it for their season. Dirty Mojo.
Bro, the chariot has turned back into the pumpkin. The horses have turned back into the little mice. Facts. All that stuff for them is just completely gone. But I will say this: I don't know who signed off on that plan on a broken leg shit. We've seen kickers.
That is pretty crazy, though.
We've seen kickers sit for a hangnail in their thumb. So I don't know who the fuck signed off on that shit with a broken leg. And you can say what you want to say about some new technology where you can play on a broken leg. Fuck that shit, because you know what happens? Head, shoulders, knees and toes. When your leg is broken, that means something else is giving up, is compensating for the other. And that's exactly what happened. You fucked up your Achilles because you're playing on a broken leg. Who the hell's bright idea was that shit to let your quarterback go out there on a broken leg on a team that was actually playing good? You could have possibly sat him, let that broken leg heal, because if he's strong enough to play on it, then it's probably a 2 or 3 week thing. Sit him out, pass it up, let it kind of heal, come back at the end of the season. Somebody's going to get in trouble for this, and I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL steps in and says, "Who the fuck was letting this guy play on a broken fucking leg?" The NFLPA. What the hell was going on there?
That could happen.
That was a very poor decision on them. It sucks for the Colts because, like you said, it was a fun and fantastic first 2/3 of the season. It was awesome. These guys are good. Not gonna be. I don't even know who their backup quarterback. I don't even know who the quarterback is.
AR-15.
You can't pick anybody up and you can't trade for anybody like that. That team could have been something that's good. I don't like what's going on with them. On the other hand, yes, Peach, I think you're right. We talked about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're that team that's like, holy crap, look at this win that they have. But then they'll be like, well, God, what? They lost it. So I think they're a one and done team. Maybe they could win one of these if it is against Steelers Ravens game, because they're really not playing good either. So they could win one. They're definitely not going to make it to the AFC Championship game. They would lose in the AFC Conference Championship. But yeah, man. I mean, I once again, hey, I did have a guy on the team, ETN. Thank you very much. Had a good game for me too. Which, as you guys know, my fantasy football team did good because my.
Well, I just want to say this.
No, I didn't. I lost them out the playoffs. Fuck that shit.
You said you don't understand why they let him play on a broken leg. What does that tell you? What they think about Anthony Richardson too?
Right.
Right. They'd rather risk him. They'd rather risk him than play Anthony Richardson.
Wow, that's bad, bro. And then he didn't put in.
So I had to look this. So I had to look this up, right? Because I heard Clubber D talk about Anthony Richardson, and I was like, why didn't he go in the game today then? Because Riley Leonard was the one they put in the game from Duke quarterback fame last year. Yeah. Who the dude? Anthony Richardson is actually on injured reserve. He had a broken orbital game in week 9.
Oh, I forgot about that. That happened in practice.
So his eye is broken, but he can't play. But the motherfucker can play in a broken leg.
That's a good point, though, too. That's a good point, though, too.
I put it like this: he was looking at Byron Leftwich. He's like Leftwich. They had to carry him that 1 year when he broke his leg and he, did his thing. So
that's in game though. But Byron Leftwich didn't come and play the next couple of weeks, did he?
I know, man. Don't mess up my analogy.
That's tremendous. Liberty, go ahead, dude. What'd you
I think, well, it's kind of like with T.O. Maybe with T.O. in the Super Bowl, he had to sign something saying, hey, if you mess yourself up a little more, we're not paying you X, Y, and Z. So I don't know if the NFLPA can get involved. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not.
Maybe.
But you can see the pain and frustration when he slammed his helmet down. And that's the person who wants to be out there and wants to play. You know what I'm saying? Instead of some of these other players that just come there and get a check. Like Lamar said, when you have an injury, you overcompensate with your other limb that's helping the other limb out, and that Achilles he planted and it just snapped. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it hurts in so many different ways. 1, he had the broken leg. 2, now it's the Achilles. 3, isn't he on a 1-year deal?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me look it up.
So did he mess his money up further? Or are they going to honor him and say, hey, we're going to pay you while you're hurt? So, he risked a lot to play. That's probably why he wanted to play, to prove that he is that guy, because he's playing for a better contract. But,
yes, 1 year, 1 year deal.
Yep. See, there you
go. Let me ask you this. Was the torn Achilles the opposite leg?
Yeah.
So now he has a broken leg and a torn Achilles.
That's 2 horrible legs that he's going to have to recover with. Damn it.
And by the way,
good job, guys.
With the torn Achilles, he's going to miss at least a month of next season already.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. At least.
He's already on the PUP list.
So it sucks for him. I think they're going to resign. They got to resign him just to honor him. You know what I'm saying? They got to resign him for another 1-year deal or something.
Yeah, I think they would. Yeah, I think they would.
But it just sucks for the Colts, man. But from a person whose team is always injured, I know how it feels.
Facts. Jacksonville moves up to 3rd in the conference here now, but I agree with you, Peach. They're too inconsistent for me to trust them in the playoffs. So, all right, let's move it into the next game, the Steelers and Ravens, which was the last chance for the Ravens, and unfortunately, they were unable to get it done at home. Steelers coming in and winning 27-22. Metcalf with the big day, 7 receptions, almost 150 yards, 148 there. Clubber D, what were your thoughts on this game?
Thoughts was just for a personal game, me being a dumbass and thinking Lamar would bounce back, and I should have put Love in. I saw the signs on Thanksgiving Day. Should have put Love in. I kept Lamar in, thinking he would do well. But, the Ravens, the defense was carrying them those games, but something's wrong. I don't know what it is with the offense with Likely. Likely had 2 crucial drops from last week. Thanksgiving and now. I think that was a touchdown. I'm sorry. When he caught the ball, it looked like he had 2 steps and going on the 3rd, then the ball came out. I honestly thought that was a touchdown. But the Ravens got some explaining to do. They need to do a team players only meeting or something to hold everybody accountable. They have to get better. Their offensive line, Lamar's running for his life out there. Steelers, I don't know what to make out of Steelers. They're kind of up and down also. I don't know if they're good or bad. I don't know if it was just because it was Ravens played like crap or the Steelers are actually decent now. So that division is topsy-turvy. I would say it's a good win for Steelers. You need that win, but the real question is, who are the Ravens? What are they this year?
And the other thing about that is, and since Lamar, you brought up that great point about the compensation causing the injury for Daniel Jones. Lamar Jackson is not healthy and has been compensating for weeks now to try to get them back in the playoff race. Luckily, he didn't get further injured. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's definitely not the 2024 Lamar Jackson that's playing out there right now. And if he does have a little bit of an injury, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. He's not showing up on the injury reports, is he? And if that's the case, then you know what I'm saying, if they do some investigations next year, like they've done in the past, that he really was injured, and you know somebody will lose some draft picks and things like that, because you know the NFL does not like that when you're not put on an injury report. But yeah, Lamar Jackson is not playing like he played last year. This is that division though, that these two teams do play each other like this. Every time they do meet up with each other. It's fortunate for the Ravens that the Bengals did lose, because we're talking about the Bengals went out. They could jump and take the lead. So they're just one game behind, and they still have one more game against Pittsburgh to play. So I'm really not that concerned so much.
Maybe I'm counting them out a bit early. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's still going to come down to it, because just like we said, the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't playing very good football either. I do think this was more of that redemption for Tomlin, because last week the fans are screaming fire Tomlin in the stadium, and Tomlin is a good coach. So I think this was one of those coaches that we've talked about that can rally the troops to get those type of wins for the coach that they have respect for the coach that they like, but they also have, you know what I'm saying, that level of he's our coach, we respect him as that, and they went out there and they won for him. As far as it's concerned, I'm not really going to put too much into it. It was a good game. Well, it became a better game towards the end when the Ravens, tried to catch back up, but I'm still looking for this last game that they're going to play at the end of the year. That I think that will still be the one that decides the division.
Yeah, and look, Rodgers even came out afterwards and was like, maybe that'll shut y'all up for a week, I guess, talking to the fans about firing Mike Tomlin. Right. But look, Rodgers actually, here's your sports professor stat on this game. Rodgers didn't complete a pass longer than 31 yards for the whole month of November. Did not complete one pass longer than 31 yards. Today, he had 4 of 31 yards or longer, plus 2 more for 20 or more. So
I will say this though, I don't know how they didn't count that as a turnover, that slash interception when Rodgers should have knocked that shit down and he tried to catch it. They took that shit from him. I don't know how they didn't give that to the Ravens, but it's the NFL.
Peach, what are your thoughts on this game?
My thoughts are that something is really wrong with Lamar, and I think we'll find out after the season that the injury is worse than they're leading up to be. I want to bring up what Lamar said. He has been on the injury report. He hasn't practiced. He hasn't practiced a full week in over 6 weeks. He's missed at least a day of practice every week. So something is definitely wrong. We'll find out at the end of the season when it's over. Also, both of these fan bases want their coaches gone, and they have really good coaches. It's one of those things, gentlemen, where you're there for so long, and if you're not winning Super Bowls, they want you gone. And it's getting to that point for Harbaugh and Tomlin, and you're seeing it after every loss. Like these fan bases are pissed. So that last game, I agree with you. It's going to be for all the marbles, and the losing coach might just get fired.
As an Atlanta Falcon fan, I would take either one of those coaches next year.
I would too. But you know how it is when you have that coach forever and they're not winning you a Super Bowl. Eventually, you want them gone, and it probably is dumb at the end of the day. But as a fan, that's how we are. That's just how we are.
But check it out. Look at Andy Reid. What he did in Philadelphia. He leaves Philadelphia, goes to Kansas City, and the rest is history, right? Sometimes these coaches that have been in these places for a long time might just need a little bit of that change of scenery that boosts them back up and then help those franchises win, and so be it. Yep. I'll take either one of those two guys right now.
Yeah, I think I keep going back to what me and Peach kind of touched on about the Lamar injury and being more than they want to put on, and him compensating and playing when maybe he shouldn't even be playing again. But yeah, I don't want to count them out too early. You're right. They're only a game behind, but still, I mean, if with the Steelers having this now win, that, and again, you said they play in 2 weeks, but this still puts them above in the head-to-head for now. So, and again, I know that's not going to mean anything if the Ravens win in 2 weeks and win their next 2 games and the Steelers lose the next 2 games, then we could have a whole different outcome. So you're completely right about that.
The real reason, Omar, you can't count them out is because both of these teams lose games that they shouldn't. And it probably will happen next week. The Steelers with a big one this week. Who do they play next week? They'll probably lose. And they shouldn't, right?
They got Miami next
Steelers
week.
got
Miami's on fire.
Yeah,
Miami's
on fire. It's not an easy walk.
Miami's on fire.
And then they got the Lions after that.
Yeah.
So you watch.
And then,
See, they're not
and then
out
the
of it at all.
Browns after that.
And then they got
And
the
the Ravens
Browns.
is the last game. Yeah, the Ravens.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Oh,
telling
the
you,
division
man.
might
It's
come
gonna
down
come
to the
down
last
to
game
it.
of the season. I like that. I like that storytelling, Lamar. Very well done. I like
Yeah,
those
man.
storylines. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and we'll move it on from there. The Packers are the Packers. As we mentioned, the Steelers and the Ravens are right there, and can flip that playoff positioning at any time. So, all right, cool. Let's move it into we've got the Sunday night game today. I think we covered all the games from this morning.
The Browns game.
Where the Browns?
I'd love to talk about the Browns.
No, I grouped them in earlier, but if you have any thoughts, please.
You grouped them in?
Yeah, I grouped them in the booty juice and
I
blowout.
thought there was just that game was good though.
No, but it was just two shitty teams, so I thought we didn't want to talk about it. But if you want,
but it's Shador. It's a lot of
Shador played a hell of a game. 4 touchdowns, 300 something yards.
Yeah, talk about it. Go ahead.
I mean, we got the number 1 pick going against the supposed number 2 quarterback coming off the board, where they argued online, and I put it like this: I've already seen the Shador, the prime sexuals and the haters. I saw someone, I'm not gonna name names, but they posted the stats saying numbers don't lie of Shador, and then someone saying, well, what matters is winning.
3 TDs.
Yes and no. Okay, it's yes and no. You have to watch the game. Yet stats don't really matter. It's all about situational things during the game, because you can throw for 5 touchdowns, whatever. But if they were just 5-yard touchdowns and you look like shit throwing 4 interceptions, it just looks like you threw 5 touchdowns. You were great. I think Shador played great this game. I think he played better than Cam Ward. It's just that Shador's offensive line is poop-putt pathetic, and they like to fumble. Like, they have key fumbles in this game that the way they lost the game. And I'll say Stefanski. My last thing is Stefanski. If Shador gets you the touchdown, don't take the ball out of his hand with that stupid Wildcat shit for 2-point conversions. Stop with the Judkins on the line, okay? Have Shador get the 2 points. That makes no sense. What confidence are you getting to your quarterback for taking him out the game at the goal line and putting Judkins in for Wildcat? That's my only issue with that.
Go ahead, Peach.
I'm going to say this, Dion. You talked about Shador Sanders haters. The number 1 Shador Sanders hater is Kevin Stefanski. That's why he did it. And how long did it take him to play him? He doesn't want to play him, but he's playing good, so he can't pull him. But he's the number 1 hater.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that. And he did that shit on purpose, like you said, on the 2-point conversion, because it made no sense to nobody.
None. Why is
nobody?
And I have Judkins on my fantasy team, but I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? He's just doing a great. Oh Lord, I just don't get it. I don't.
By the way, you knew Judkins wasn't going to throw the ball either, so you kind of make it easy for the defense. You made it easy for the defense.
It makes no sense. Shador's not perfect. Okay, he makes a lot of mistakes. He's a rookie. He's going to do that. So that's why the prime sexuals piss me off with, he does this. Man, calm down. God dang, calm down. But let him just be him. Just let it play out. This is what I want to see. Okay. I want to see him shut all the haters up by his play on the field instead of the off-field stuff. And that's what he's doing right now. It's just, y'all got to get off his D's, man.
So, I love Shador Sanders, man, especially because he's throwing to my tight end Fanning. And, I'm watching the game because I'm taking a look at it. But I do like Shador Sanders. The thing that's crazy is that a lot of people are going to say about the stats. It's a bad team playing against another bad team, and the stats from one guy was very good. So we can't throw the stats out of the book. Out of the game. You got to look at that because there's 2 bad teams playing each other, and he played fantastic today, right? The momentum is going for him. I like how he's been playing, slowly picking up stuff, slowly making better decisions. I do believe what you're saying about I can't say his name.
Stefanski.
They are eating their fucking wallets, sitting here saying, "Man, let's play him so we can shut everybody up." And he's playing good football. They've lost, but he's played decent, good football. Where you kind of sit back and say, maybe we should have started him in the beginning of the season because their defense plays good defense. Unfortunately, their offense can't do nothing, right? I think boy had another sack, so he's what, 1.5 away?
20. He's at 20 right now, I think.
Man, I am cheering for him every game to break that record and break it by a lot. So, hats off to Shador Sanders. He's been also handling everything he's been doing like a professional. He's not out there being gloatful and doing anything like that. He's handling shit like he's supposed to be, like a professional. I look forward to seeing him again next week. Hopefully he can get some wins. Hopefully his numbers can be consistent to what they are. But let's give him a round of applause, man. He's playing good.
Yeah, hats off to him.
Mm-hmm.
Got a prime session in the chat though.
I knew who you were talking about when you said it. I just wasn't going to say anything. But yeah,
Hit dog hollers. Hit dog hollers.
Yeah, he played superb. He did, Canteen. He played superb today.
I mean, hey, look, over 300 yards and 4 TDs is good for any quarterback. So I don't care who you are.
But I gotta say this about Tennessee. It has no. I'm like, who is on their team? Oh, am I frozen?
Not anymore.
You're back. Now. You're back. Watch what you say. Tread lightly.
What?
Zapped you. That's what happened.
You good? Somebody's trying to censor you. Go ahead. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
keep talking.
Tennessee's roster, man. It's like, God, they got no star-studded. They got no star-studded players on their team that you like, man.
I'm interested to see what Peach is looking for. It got me compelled here. Let's move it on to the Bears and Packers while he's trying to find something. Packers, as Company said earlier, won on that Caleb Williams interception, 28-21. Green Bay goes up in this one. Dirty Mojo, we're going to start with you on this one. What do you think about the Packers and Bears?
Great game. Great game. What we expected it to be. It's going to be a good high-scoring game against two of the top teams in that division. If you want to say three, with the Lions being 1-2. I don't think the Bears played bad at all. I think they played phenomenal. I mean, yeah, this is one of those games we talked about a little while ago. It wasn't a game that was lost by the coaches. It was a game that was lost by the players. They went out there, they played each other. It was a great, hard-fought game. It just so happened to end with an interception. It goes to the side of Green Bay. But one thing that I'm interested in is that I like what the Bears are doing for their future. If you guys go back and look at the last few years of the Chicago Bears have had a different offensive coordinator since when Justin Fields, I think, was a rookie. Every year was a new coordinator. They're going to finally be able to go into next season, and I know next season is next season, but they're establishing something with their offense that they can actually build around and build up on that and have the same offensive coordinator next year. That's going to be a really, really good team to watch next year. But even with this year, I don't put anything past it. I still think they're one of the better teams in the NFC. I still think they'll make the playoffs. At this point, it's kind of one of those getting to the point where it's like, who's going to win the division? The Lions, the Packers, the Bears. The Lions, Packers, the Bears. We don't know, but I do think they're going to get into the playoffs. So let's just go. I liked it. It was good. Great game. But yeah, Dion, you should have started Love today.
I know.
Peach, what were you? Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, I did. And it was the Back to the Future 2 Pepsi Perfect for Max Headroom over there. That's why I went and got it.
That was a long walk. Walk, brother.
It's not that long. It's just the chair to get by it. There's a pain in the ass.
He almost busted that ass on that chair. I almost got him.
Right. You almost hurt yourself trying to make that joke.
But hey, man, I got to admit it. The Bears are a legit team, man.
That is great.
I've been fighting against it all year long, but they're legit. The problem with them, why are they such a bad first half team? If they can get things going in the first half, they would be unbeatable. Caleb had like 30 yards passing in the first half. He was awful.
Yeah.
And then the second half, they come out there, they look like a different team, and this is every week. So if the Bears could fix their first half woes and get some points,
well, Peach,
still play the same in the second.
Peach, that's all about coaching, though. That's halftime adjustments. So that's actually a good thing. You got the game plan in the first half. I admire that stuff. I hate when my team goes in the first half and still tries the same shit in the second half. Like, did you not just watch what happened? Why don't you change something? So I'll give them credit for the adjustments at the halftime.
No, 100% true. 100% true. But I'm talking their first halves are horrendous, like 38 yards of passing. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, it's not just like, oh, they're better in the second half. No, it's like horrendous first half, second half totally different. So
sometimes the oatmeal doesn't stick to the wall. You got to put a little less water and make it more, more lumpy, and then it'll stick to the wall. Just got to add some seasoning.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs scored the tie-breaking touchdown with 3:32 remaining. Packers won their 4th straight and snapped the Bears' 5-game winning streak. Your sports professor stat for this game: Packers coach Matt LaFleur improved his record against the Bears to 12-1, which is tremendous. I know, that's what I said. And his only loss coming in the final week of 2024 regular season in a head-to-head matchup with rookies Bear coach Ben Johnson. So there you go, as the ties come back together there. All right, cool.
I'm just one quick thing. I don't understand why that the Bears are not featuring DJ Moore in that offense as much as I want to see. That he's just not really doing what we thought. And they have a prolific offense that can do this stuff, but they're just not featuring him the ball, man. It's very, very interesting to wonder what's going on over there with that.
Because he drops too many passes. I watch a lot of the Bears games because of the stupid Twitter beef. He drops too many passes. Their best receiver by far is Adunze. He was out.
He was out today,
though.
Yeah, he was out today.
But he drops a lot of passes, and I love DJ Moore. He's a Maryland guy, so.
And I don't know if this is true, Peach. You interact with the Bears fans more than I do, but I actually heard from a Bears fan that I'm friends with that told me that DJ Moore and Caleb Williams don't have a good connection. Like they're not really tight like that, I guess, or whatever. And that might be hindering. I don't know. Like I said, this is just what I heard.
I can see that. They kind of don't talk. He doesn't like dap him up like he does the other guys. So maybe it is a thing. I don't know.
He don't want a nail polish on him.
But it could be.
I was just about to say something. I was just about to say maybe
he probably gonna give me the same handshake Vernon Davis gave me outside of the Olympic game. When the Redeem team came to DC, we all went to the game, and I saw Vernon Davis outside. I'm like, hey, I'm a Niner fan. I went up to him. I'm like, hey, bro, big fan. He goes, I was like, oh. What is this? What is this? Like, what is this? So that's probably what it was. I don't. If I ever meet you again, Vernon, I'll remind you about that. I want a manly handshake.
Wasn't there a rumor that he tackled dudes naked in Maryland? Like,
hey, yo.
So maybe.
Hey,
I mean, look, it wouldn't be the first time we heard about there being guys in the football locker rooms that like to kind of play around like that. I don't know many people that are going to let you get away with that. If
there's a recent Raider that did that defensive tackle.
Yep. We're gonna keep that moving. I know exactly that we're gonna keep that moving. All right, let's go ahead and move it into the night game.
I know that.
Moving into the night game. Texans going into Kansas City, 7-5. Houston, 6-6. Kansas City. Again, and I'll go back to your point, Lamar, which is valid with the AFC having those middling teams there, the Steelers, Ravens. Technically, they still have a chance to get a third wild card in the AFC West, but they are at their last chance, at least in my eyes. 4.5-point favorites are KC at home. Peach, we're going to start with you. 41.5 is the over-under. What is your score on this game?
Score is going to be 24-21. The end of the Chiefs season happens tonight, gentlemen. And I say that because they are not going to be able to move the ball against this Texans defense. That Texans defense is going to shut them down. I don't believe in Kansas City right now, especially offensively. I believe in Mahomes. Don't get me wrong. Right. Man, he has no weapons. He has no help. He has to be Superman, and it's hard to be Superman against such a prolific defense like the Texans. So I have them losing tonight. I have Kansas City losing.
Yeah, and they're playing in Arrowhead, though, so it is going to be very cold, below freezing. That's why I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs, just because I think that the Texans obviously don't play in cold weather necessarily all the time. But I'm going to keep thinking that through. Dirty Mojo, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you, Omar. The Kansas City Chiefs still have one of the best coaches in the NFL, and he does have the team prepared. Unfortunately, the games have been decided by the on-field play of the players and not by the coaches. It is going to be cold out there. It's going to be really cold out there. The way that the Chiefs win this game, though, is with Kelsey having a good game and with Mahomes not being the leading rusher for them today. So, I mean, they got to come out there and somebody else got to establish the run because Mahomes can't be taking a lot of these shots and also throwing the ball all over the place. But I'm with you, too. I do think Kansas City wins this game. It's a home game in Arrowhead, which is tough to win in, and it's going to be fucking freezing out there. I'm going to go a little bit higher, though. I'll go 27-20. Kansas City will win this game.
But, gentlemen, doesn't the cold weather help the defense?
Sure, right, but they both have good. I mean, well, that's not, that Houston does have the better defense, obviously. But yeah, I just think that you're right. But I just think that playing in the cold is more, conducive to Kansas City since they.
Well, you are right.
City.
I don't trust Houston's offense. But
there we go. So I mean, that's
So
So maybe the score will be lower, but I still think Kansas City will win that. Yeah.
Well, someone does. Canteen Trust It says Houston by 10 and Stroud to have a superb game, 27-24. Houston.
The word of the day.
Who do you got, Clubber D?
Well, what I'm going to say is this: since I've been completely wrong with a lot of my shite, I'm going to do a little bit of reverse psychology. I feel like
we can't hear you, bud.
Can't hear me?
I can hear him.
I can. I don't know what happened to you.
Here we go. This
know.
false claiming. False claiming. False claiming.
Can you hear us, Peach?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I can't hear him.
You can't hear me?
That's interesting. Like, well, it's all right. Don't worry about it, man. Because last night that shit was going out on me too, and I couldn't hear Dion either. And once I reset, it was fine. So maybe you need to jump out and jump back in.
I can see him moving and everything. I can see him moving and stuff. I just
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
bad,
all right. Well, I'm going to continue.
You can jump out and jump back in, bro.
I want to say what I would say. Okay, this is going to be. I'm going with reverse psychology because last year in the playoffs, Houston got robbed with a little bit of suspect calls against the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think it was last year or the year before. It was Will Anderson's rookie year, and I thought that the Houston Texans were going to win that game, but they lost. So I'm going to go with KC by a lot. I'm going to say 24-10.
All right, yeah, and I am gonna go with the Chiefs, Dirty Mojo, and I'm also gonna go maybe low scoring just because
I can only hear Dion.
Oh my, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know, bro. 24-17, Kansas City over Houston is what I'll do. Clubber D, we're coming right back to you for the Eagles and the Chargers. 2-8-4 teams. Huh?
He's frozen. I would cut him out.
There he goes.
Now he's back. Peach?
Okay. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yep.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to jump out and jump back in. StreamYard does that sometimes. It's weird. Anyways, we're coming to you. Eagles 8-4, Chargers 8-4. Philadelphia is a 1.5 road favorite here in LA. 41.5 is the over/under. What you got?
I think this is going to be a kicking battle. I feel like Dicker the kicker and Elliott will go back and forth, and this will be a 31-24 Eagles win.
31-24, Dirty Mojo.
Reverse psychology.
I'm there's still out on Justin Herbert if he's questionable to play. I don't think he is going to sit this one. He's a tough guy. I think he'll play this one. So it all depends on how his non-throwing hand feels. I don't know how much of an effect that will have on him. This game in LA, the Eagles kind of reeling. Their offense isn't really doing a lot. Their defense is not playing very well. I do think that the Chargers are going to come out there with that mindset that, especially with how tonight's game goes, if the Chiefs win this game tonight, that they got to keep pace with the Denver Broncos. So I'm going to go out just because more of the home game aspect of it. I will pick the LA Chargers to win. And as bad as the Eagles have been playing the last few weeks, I'm going to go, it's going to be a little bit of a wider spread. I'm going to go 30-13. I don't like what Eagles offense is doing. So I'm going to go 30-13. I think they'll jump out on them and get some points. And I don't know what's going on with Eagles offense and scoring, but
I do agree with you. I think the Chargers do win this game at home. I don't know if it'll be that much. I don't think it'll be that much of a blowout. I do think it'll probably be closer to maybe like 27-20, something like that. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Chargers win that game at home. Peach?
I think the Eagles roll. And I say that because the Chargers have both their tackles still out, and that defense can still rush the passer. And I just with him with the quarterback being hurt, you're not sure if he can play a whole game. So we'll see. I just think the Eagles are better. I don't think they fix their offense tomorrow night, but I think they win a close one, probably like a 17-13 type game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'll say.
Okay.
Eagles 17-13.
Eagles 17-13. All right. There are your.
I did my bad. I heard Herbert has like a hamburger helper glove he's going to use.
Oh, one of the big like oven mitts or whatever that they use to slide into second base. That's funny. That would be great. All right, cool. Well, everybody, please make sure you hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. We're not done yet. We're going to talk a little college before we get out of here. So, college football playoffs are now set. I have the bracket here. I'm going to show it in a second. But one thing that really happened that we're going to have to talk about, gentlemen, is Notre Dame getting the snub here in favor of Miami. Now, Miami did have the head-to-head victory over them, and that came into play after BYU lost to Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. They were to get lose ranking spots, and that moved Miami up. Then the committee put those two in the head-to-head was their only metric they could really look at. So that's why Notre Dame did not get in. But looking at this bracket, we do have, and let me share my screen here real quick so everybody can see this. We have JMU versus Oregon in a first-round matchup. We also have Alabama, Oklahoma in another first-round matchup. Tulane, Ole Miss, and then Miami and Texas A&M. Those are going to be your opening games. We will predict those next week because that's 19th and 20th. So those we'll do next week. And then you have your first 4-round bye here, which is the byes go to Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State. Who thought, gentlemen, that we would ever say Indiana football was the best in the country? That's just crazy that we would ever say a basketball school like that would be best in the country. But anyways, what do we think, or at least ranked best in the country by them? What do we think? Anybody have any thoughts on any of this?
Well, I'm going to go ahead.
Just real quick. I'm going to suggest that I think we should do a separate show about this and do our picks and have a wager for our picks for the whole thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to suggest. But okay, go ahead.
Wager. I'm good with that. Yeah, if y'all are, we can schedule that.
If they Peach, Lamar, y'all down?
Yeah, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I would love that.
Okay, I'll be. We'll figure that. We'll figure your day out. Maybe it's not till the following week. Okay, yeah, we'll figure.
Yeah, we got time.
All right, cool. Let's keep it.
But as far as concerned, I do want to give that shout out to Signetti because if you think about it too, JMU lost the game last year that knocked them out of being undefeated, which kind of put them out of the thing. So JMU is still playing good football, and Signetti came from JMU. He's doing a fantastic job over there in Indiana. I like what he's doing, and he's a hell of a coach, man. And hats off to him and to that program. Black, their running back, Salem High School alum. He's from here in Virginia. He had a nice run in the first quarter for about 40 yards. My thing though is that I do want to get back to what you said about Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame was snubbed by Miami. I think Notre Dame was snubbed by Alabama. And here's why I say that.
Okay.
Alabama got blown out. I'm okay with Ohio State dropping to 2 because it was a 3-point game. The kid missed a field goal at the end of the game. I'm okay with them dropping 1 spot. Alabama was 9th in the nation, and they were 9th on the list before they got blown out by 21 points against Georgia. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you can't knock a team out because they lost their conference game. I will say this. If you guys remember, a few years ago, Georgia was the number 1 team in the nation, right? Who did they lose to in the SEC championship by 3 points? They lost to Alabama. And what did they do? They dropped them from 1 to 5. That was the year that Florida State was undefeated. They dropped them from 1 to 5. I know it was only 4 teams, but how do you lose your conference championship game by 3 points and you drop out of the top 4 and make it in the playoffs? If you look at this exactly, you look at the same thing. This is just what happened to Ohio State. They lost by 3 points and you dropped them down 1 spot. To me, Alabama should have been out of there. They could have lost that game to Auburn, and I hate to say could have, should have, would have, but Auburn had drop passes. The kid fumbled the ball when they were moving. They didn't play good against Auburn. In my honest opinion, I think that Notre Dame should have still been in there. I do think that Miami should have jumped in there. I think Alabama should have been out of there. And that's what I am. But as far as Notre Dame now, opting out of that fucking game,
that's tremendous. That is true. How petty is that? That is petty as
I will, and you know what? I will say this shit right here.
Yeah,
I will say this shit right here. Take your ass to a fucking conference. If you're gonna play the ACC schedule anyways, join the conference. You would have been in the ACC championship against Duke of Virginia. You would have won. We would have had no problems talking about this.
That's a very good point.
Stop playing out of a conference team, and then we don't have nothing to worry about.
NBC money, man.
That's what it is, man. Play in a conference.
When I saw that they opted out, I was like, "You got to be kidding me! That's
bullshit."
Crazy.
I got some. Pete, you want to go? I got something quick on Notre Dame. My thing on Notre Dame: when you have the 44th ranked strength of schedule, and you lose to big games, to big schools, this is what happens. You don't have. I mean, Miami should have got in over you, and Alabama. Okay, you can say whatever, but they play tougher teams than Notre Dame, and also they bring in more money. Okay, this is all about money. This thing is all about this. So, when your strength of schedule is not that tough, and you lose like that, it is what it is. And one last thing for Alabama, when they had that stat that whenever you guys block a kick, y'all win the game. When I heard that, I knew y'all would win that game. So, shout out to Georgia for doing that. That's all I got.
Hey, George. Hey, listen. I know you want to get on this, but Texas Tech, that's a scary fucking team, man. Texas Tech. I watched them for the first time all season, and I said these kids are last year's Arizona State, and they could do something out there, man. They're scary.
They're in a good bracket to do that. They're in a good bracket to do that.
Yeah.
And Oregon's losing. You heard it first.
To JMU. Hey,
Oregon lost to JMU. I can see it. I love it. I like the VA teams winning. Peach, what do you got?
I still can't hear Dion, so I had no idea what he said.
Again?
But, yeah, I don't know. But it's all good. It's all good. Notre Dame.
You hear me anyways.
I'm kind of happy Notre Dame got the shaft. You guys aren't sick of watching them just choke in the playoffs every year.
Well, they made it to the national championship game last year.
Yeah,
that is true.
Fuck them. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. I am a hater. I'm a hater on that. I don't mind seeing new blood like Miami get in there. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that was a school.
Notre Dame will be back, but like Lamar said, get in the conference if you don't want to cry about it.
That's a great point, Lamar. Lamar's spitting mad facts today, but that's a great point. Yeah, if you don't want this to be an issue, join a conference and win the conference championship, and then you have nothing to worry about. But it is all about money. As was referenced, they make more money as an independent school than they would make in a conference. And so that's why they and no one can hold them to account because they're Notre Dame and how big they are as a university in college football and a college football, blue blood, so to say.
If they want to be mad at anybody else, though, let's be real. They got to be mad at Duke because UVA wins that game. Miami doesn't jump them. They're still in there, bro. That Duke, shout out to Zon Burden, wide receiver coach Duke from Salem, Virginia, Salem High School, Virginia.
Hell of a recruiter.
Tech guy. Awesome guy. Shout out to him. Champagne, Papa the Champagne, man. Go ahead, man. Congrats to you, champ. ACC champions, man. That was a great win.
Belichick says, do your job, you'll succeed. Do your job. You win those games you're supposed to win. You ain't got to worry about shit. So
awesome
do your job.
Awesome game, man. I love college football. We definitely got to get a college football showdown, man, Omar, to talk about. I love college football, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And Canteen, I know you've been asking all year to come on this show, and so we will bring you on to do those predictions for college. I'll let you know, brother, when we're going to do it.
Yeah. We can all make a wager on it. We can make a wager on it. I'm saying, throw a little something in a pot.
I wouldn't be surprised if JMU wins that game, Omar. I mean, Dion. But we're definitely going to talk about that shit. I would not be surprised, man.
Because we've got, let's see, there's the 4 first-round games. So you could say everybody puts in like, I don't know.
Are you sure that's in 2 weeks? I thought that
it says the 19th and 20th.
19th.
It says the 19th and 20th. Yeah.
That's in a week.
That's 12 days from now.
Yeah, it's not this week. The next week. Next Friday.
Okay.
Yep. Same day as Jake Paul, Joshua. God damn it! Why they gotta do that shit? God,
that is the same day. You're right.
Why they gotta do stuff like that?
And we got that boxing show that Wednesday. So we could do this Thursday, right before the football game. We could do the
let's do it then. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down 100%.
I'll be on the cruise, but we'll figure it out. I'll have Wi-Fi. My mom bought the package. Shout out to my mom. Nice. All right, everybody, that's it for us. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds. Hit that like button when you're watching now or on the replay. Let's get out of here. Peach, let them know where they can find you.
Come find me at PeachOMania on X And I just want to give a shout out to John Cena in his last match this coming Saturday. I will be there. So
nice.
That's
right. You got
come
tickets.
hit me up. I will be at John Cena's last match
jump
on
in the
Saturday
ring.
in DC.
Where are you sitting at? Where'd you get tickets?
I was just about to ask that.
I'm in the risers, right at the 100s.
No, he's sitting up there with Sting.
You're not there? You're not there?
He's up there with Sting.
He's with your brother and Sting.
Risers.
He's with your brother and Sting.
No, I'm on the 100s.
No,
I'm not on the floor, but the floor is like $5,000. Fuck that.
Well, now you can walk down Verizon Center. I mean, MCI, whatever the hell it is nowadays, it's kind of all level. So it's like you start at like the 100s. You walk down.
He said the Verizon Center is you can walk down. You can walk down and see it.
Yeah.
But Peach, I know you got some sort of a cool ass poster that you're gonna hold up, man. Please tell me you're gonna have some sort of a cool ass poster. I will be watching and I'm gonna be looking for you.
I'll think of something. I will have something. I'll think because I'm bringing Madison too. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
We'll do it.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll wish Joey and Madison a good time. I know she loves the wrestlers and all that stuff, so that'll be fun. Dirty Mojo, they can't find you. You remain elusive on the internet.
I know, man. I'm trying. I keep every time I come on here. I'm gonna do this, Omar. I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you my Instagram because I am doing a little bit more on Instagram, but it's just more so just of the family and stuff like that. It's just me.
Trust my Instagram's private. I don't add both. My shit's private.
Right? Yeah. So, but still, no. I know you got a lot of people, and I really do love your supporters and I love your followers. So if they wanted to follow me on Instagram, something like that, it's Lamar Dirty Mojo Lane. I'll send you it, Omar, and if you want to, if you can put it in for the replay of this, and people can
just make a new one.
I don't mind it being on my main one, but I know we didn't get to this, but Tampa Bay is going to beat Atlanta Falcons Thursday Night Football.
And you can find Lamar on Tinder.
You can find me on Tinder. Yep.
Clubber T, what the fuck?
Yeah. We're rocking and rolling, guys.
More like Christian Mingle.
I feel like this college football thing should be fun. Someone's hurt on Chiefs already, so that sucks. But find that Clubber D at YouTube and on this show. We're rocking and rolling.
Yep. And you can also find Clubber D's YouTube right up there at that link tree, that QR code. Go ahead and scan that. You can find that. You can find Ball and Buds YouTube, Ball and Buds Instagram, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLAND BUDS.
I want one for
little holiday hops glass. I actually need to go eat. I am starving. I haven't had dinner yet, so that's what I'm going to go do. For everybody else, y'all have a wonderful evening and a great week, and we will see you next week. Holla.
Peace.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me street pro. Create heat on beat pro. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated. Folks, get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this micro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing the Ball and Bud 703 Boys Crew, Clubber D, Dirty Mojo, Shane Peach, and the Sports Professor. Welcome to Sunday Showdown.